What if I could provide you with the tools to create the most magical, powerful, and sensual lovemaking you could ever imagine, while building long-term connective and intimate relationships and marriages that can last a lifetime? You can have all of this by learning some simple and easy behaviors. The sexual behavioral choices we make in our lives have the power to create either massive dysfunction or massive positive transformation in all areas of our lives within our sexual, physical, relational, emotional, and mental health. We just have not been given the correct tools until now. In the West, we have been greatly misinformed on the basic tools we should use in our sexual relationships and marriages. This is undermining, poisoning, and ultimately destroying them. The very act of singular goal-focused, climax-driven semen release, which we have been taught is connective and the correct way to behave sexually, is actually the very poison which inevitably becomes fatal to even the best matched and well-intentioned partners. We do not talk about neurology and energy in relation to sexual intercourse, but neurology, namely dopamine, is absolutely essential and necessary to not only gain an erection for men and arousal for women, but also maintain the erection and arousal during the entire process of making love. Dopamine is our arousal, neurochemical, and hormone. It is our determination, drive, inspiration, and motivation in life to become our ideal and best selves. We also do not talk about our sexual energy in relation to sexual intercourse, which is referred to in the East as chi sexual energy. Chi sexual energy is our life force, the power to create new life and our own life. Our sexual energy and overall physical energy are the same energy source and completely inseparable. When our overall physical energy is strong, our sexual energy is also strong. They are bound together as one, unlike what Western medicine and the pharmaceutical industry wants you to believe. By choosing the toxic mating behaviors of semen release masturbation to pornography, or simply refraining from them, we are choosing either massive dysfunction in our sexual performance, resulting in erectile and sexual dysfunction, or we are choosing our ideal sexual performance, resulting in healthy and connective lovemaking that will exceed even our wildest dreams. We need to strip ourselves of our misconceptions we have been misled on. Releasing our semen to pornography is the fastest growing form of ED we see today. We are at the end of a 2-decade-long massive experiment on the minds and neurology of the global population. The results are in, and they are terrifying and harrowing. We have an entire generation of young men as virgins, unable to have the first sexual experience of their lives and engage in any meaningful connective relationship. The pornography epidemic is destroying neurology, relationships, and leaving men impotent to sex as well as life itself. The pornography epidemic has triggered a relationship epidemic for women. Men are experiencing a massive relational dysfunction on every level, mentally, neurologically, physically, emotionally, and spiritually. The reason semen release to pornography is so destructive and poisonous is because it combines two major destructive and powerful elements, which make it a super stimulus. The first is what is called novelty. This is having access to unlimited novel imagery, which we can select to perfectly fit the neurological grooves for our specific individual arousal. The second is semen release. I use the term semen release instead of ejaculation on purpose. In Tantra, we regularly practice what is called full body orgasm and ejaculation without semen release. We can experience unbelievable satisfaction and sensuality through orgasm. Our entire body shakes in ecstasy, including our lingam ejaculating. We are simply blocking the semen from being released. Eastern traditions have been aware for millennia, yet Western culture is unaware of the immense toll that semen release takes on a male. The moment semen is released, an intense neurological, physical, and mental refractory period and process of replenishment begins, in which dopamine levels crash and prolactin levels rise, as the body pulls all the most precious resources of growth factors, hormones, and nutrients to replace the vital sperm. Prolactin is associated with fatigue and even hair loss. This refractory process causes fatigue, mood imbalance, distancing, and satiety in the relationship. This process is most intense for the first few days, but continues to weave up and down for up to 2 weeks. Overlapping dopamine crashes from semen release to pornography causes a perpetual state of chronic fatigue, constant mood imbalance, anger, irritability, and an inability to connect in any meaningful way in the relationship. While men may consciously be aware that pornographic partners are a fantasy, the neurology in our brain believes the images we are releasing our semen to are real. The brain believes it is waging a highly successful campaign of mating with a wide range of sexy, novel mates. This feeds perfectly into what we call mating behavior. The goal of mating behavior is to spread maximum genetic diversity through novel mate selection. Obviously, this holds no place in modern relationships, but this is what we are practicing unconsciously and subconsciously on a neurological and physical level. Thankfully, Tao, Tantra, and Karetsa have an antidote for this poison that is so toxic to our relationships and marriages. These are called bonding behaviors. Over hundreds of thousands of years, our mammalian brain has evolved 2 major behavioral pathways, namely what we refer to as mating and bonding behaviors. Bonding behaviors have evolved around the feel-good hormone oxytocin, from the joys of raising babies, family, friends, and community. They reinforce safety and security in the relationship through secure attachment. Bonding behaviors involve deep eye gazing, communication and listening, honoring and respecting the heart and soul of that special being you are partnered with, slow building foreplay, sensual play, meaningful touch, caressing, holding, embracing, and semen retention. The goal no longer is focused just on reaching climax or even needing to have sex. Intimacy becomes a dance rather than a singular goal-driven act, a dance that brings us closer to God. If sex does not arise every time, we remain unattached and non-addicted to the outcome. Men in the West are unfamiliar with all of the excess energy that is experienced with semen retention. We can see it as an opportunity to focus our chi sexual energy and healthy dopamine levels on our relationship, passions, growth, and success in all areas of our lives. We do this by harnessing and transmuting this chi sexual energy inwards and upwards. Semen retention is the most misunderstood and feared powerful sexual behaviors which men in the West wrongfully misunderstand. Men fear they will lose the satisfaction they feel they gain from releasing their semen. Paradoxically, when dopamine levels and receptors, as well as chi sexual energy, return to balance, we experience increased sexual sensitivity and satisfaction, increased sexual performance and potency, and prolonged sexual performance. Rather than unconsciously releasing our semen after the 3 to 5 minute average, we can prolong our sexual performance to 30 to 50 minutes. Now we can get into alignment with our female partner who is just getting warmed up when men are already finished and distancing, leaving women wholly unsatisfied and even frustrated with the selfishness of the sexual experience. Men need to understand that their current sexual behaviors are dysfunctional on so many levels. But the ultimate benefit of semen retention is avoiding the dopamine and chi sexual energy crash, which causes distancing and satiety in the relationship. Now we can remain bonded after sex, instead of feeling the need to withdraw during a refractory cycle and period of replenishment. We can embrace in breathless, timeless union in a blissful state of higher level intimacy. This is the way God truly meant for sexual intimacy to be between 2 human beings in love, perpetually building and reinforcing their love. Pornography further poisons and destroys our relationships and marriages, replacing our real loving connective partner with pixels on a screen. We have the tools to bring vitality, vibrancy, and youthful vigor into our sexual performance, as well as our physical, mental, and emotional health. Simply let go of all the myths and misconceptions, fears, and peer pressure. Strip yourself bare and naked of all addictions and negative habits. Embrace the truth and science behind the wisdom of healthy sexual behaviors, which have the enormous power to positively transform every aspect of our lives. Thank you for watching. Don't forget to subscribe to catch the next video.